we go.
Hi.
Hi.
We are here with Ghislaine Gabin and Cheryl Jazar and myself, Celia Kieft. And we are part of Norman Alternative, and today the topic is peace. So we're going to see what we all think about that. If you still want to say something about yourself, what you do, because I know you also do some modalities that have peace in itself. Yeah. Like
Meditation and yoga and nonviolent communication is
yeah,
some tools I use to learn about peace.
right, and to enhance that. And for you, Cheryl, you use the tools of oils.
Yeah.
And you want to say anything else? What you?
Sure. Yeah, I'm really interested in all aspects of frequency and how they can impact the body, the mind, will, and emotions, and how that foundation can bring more peace for people, for their relationships and their community.
Right, and also frequencies like it can really help and assist the body physically, right?
Sure. Absolutely.
To get that peace. So, yeah, we get to the question like, and for me, the peace is the communication between people. How peaceful can we recraft our wording and the things that we really are after? You know, do we express the way we want to express ourselves? And how can that help to bring ourselves in peace? However, what would you say peace is? You had a quote of
Pema Chodron. I
right?
guess I'll go and read it if I can find it. Inner peace begins the moment you choose not to allow another person or event to control your emotions. So,
Yeah.
learning to separate yourself, learning to cultivate your own joyfulness. And to me, there is another quote that always comes up when I think of that is, are you waiting for the world to be perfect, to be happy, or peaceful, for that matter?
Sure. Yeah.
Yes, it's got to start someplace.
Yes. 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 You
Yeah.
cannot wait for the world to
Everything
do
be
it.
perfect, yeah.
To do it on you.
Yeah.
Like it refers to the self-responsibility.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Was there anything that you thought about when you thought we were going to talk about peace?
Yeah, I really like how the quote points to our relationships with people. How do we manage our own energy and then also navigate energies of those around us and things that are going on out there? So I think in terms of harmony, and what I like about that quote, I think as human beings, we have a tendency to look at other people's behavior and think if they were different, then I would be different. And it reminds me of the analogy, if we're pointing at someone else, we have all these other fingers pointing back at us.
Yeah.
So we can maybe take that as an opportunity to realize if we triple our focus on ourselves and our energy and start to realize the things that impact us and why, and
Yeah.
unpack those things and invite them to leave or filter through,
Right.
then we really have an opportunity to grow in peace. And just like the roots of a tree, they need to be deep in the ground in order for the branches to be able to reach out to
Right.
others.
Right. And the peace by itself, it has a, it is, besides that we think we feel it, peace, it's also an idea, right? It's also abstract, because how does peace look like? How does it feel? And can you say, oh, now I'm in peace? Or, and that brings me to, it is not a total state of being, it's moments. It's like seconds even, you know? And but if you can have that experience, that 1 second of that you feel, wow, I'm in the total zoom, I'm in total, like Abraham said, the vortex in the middle, in the pit, you know, when you feel that, And I remember having had that with my oldest granddaughter one moment, and I thought, this is what I'm after.
Mhm.
And once you have felt that second, you feel it. But can I describe it? No. It's like an almost nothingness, you know, it's an almost emptiness, yeah.
Mm.
So what, yeah, that we get
Yeah.
back to empathy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Creating
to.
the space.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. When you think of the core of yourself, the core of your beingness, when there's lightness and space in there and levity in there, then we're able to really respond to the love and the light and the space and the peace in others. And that's something I've really learned over the last year, is to find the beauty in other people, find really just imperfections, we all have them, and letting them go, and finding the core of who people are and what brings them joy.
Yeah.
And the results are wonderful,
Mm.
really wonderful.
Yeah, it's what are we after? You know, what is it a state of being, or is it, what is peace actually? What does it
A
link
state
to?
of awareness.
Awareness. Okay.
I mean, in yoga we use the breath, the awareness of the
Right.
breath, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Creating that moment of pause when
Right.
you notice your breath. It's what connects us to
Right.
mind and body. Body is here. What is the mind?
Okay. So you mentioned another, I
Good
think,
thing,
very
yes.
important thing, that is connection. So
Connecting
being
ourselves.
connecting, or with the universe, or
Yeah,
or
but you got to start receiving what's happening out in the universe and
right.
Yes.
connecting with ourselves
Right.
too. That's
Wow, that's-
infinity.
Right. Yeah, so I hadn't thought about that yet. I thought, wow, indeed, if you say the connection with space or the creation, you know, you're a part of it. Once you feel zooming into it, then you can feel that moment of peace. Wow. Yeah.
In receiving what's happening out there,
Yes.
receiving the goodness, receiving the peace. I love the word you used.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then going in and out. Yeah. So what triggers us not to have peace? What is? How come our mind, our thinking, our thoughts,
Our thoughts,
yeah.
habits,
habits?
So many of us live right
reactive.
here.
Well, we have a reactive brain,
Sure.
right?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
animals will survive,
Yeah.
because there is danger. So
Yeah.
you fight or
Right.
you flee or
Yeah,
freeze.
well, we talked about yesterday, the fight, flight, or
it's part of our brain.
Yeah.
or freeze. Yeah.
And so we're
Yeah.
going to have that reactive mind.
Mm.
But
Yeah, and
what makes us human is that we can make
Oh.
choices.
Sure. So how can we help that system to dive into the connection with the universe and in that eternal feeling, while we are our brain cuts us through that? You know, is that what you're saying? Like,
Training,
yeah,
awareness,
Mhm.
connecting.
yeah, tools like
Yeah.
the frequencies, the oils, the meditation,
Practices.
the practices.
Yes.
Yeah. And do we have proof that those things help? Do you know of yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. And
Yeah.
it's such a good point, because it can seem so hard to grasp. It can
Right.
seem so strange. Like there's no possible way there's science behind being aware and paying attention to energy. And there's actually a wonderful body of science to support it. There's so much evidence. I was with a young man the other day, and he said, I don't think this energy thing is real. How do you know? How do you know it's there? I said, well, do you text? Do you use your cell phone? Do you listen to music? Where does that come from?
Yeah.
Wave theory. is very elegant in its explanation of how we feel one another's feelings. And we're so brilliant at reading facial cues, right? I love that you pointed out the thinking, and I always say that gerbil is just running on the wheel, running on the wheel. And so we sometimes cope with a lack of peace by thinking our way
Sure.
out of it, but it turns into such a mess because then we're cut off from the rest of our body. So we're not
Yeah.
aware of the breathing, we're not aware of making space for digestion and
Right.
the things that will bring us more peace because we're not using the tools of our own body. We're not able to take in and receive nutrition, feeling our heartbeat, feeling relaxation happening
Right.
when we're trying to get out of a dangerous situation.
Like we are then more busy with the fighting system than with the peace system.
Sure.
Yes.
Or the,
Sure.
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
never works out.
Right.
It just never
Right.
works out.
Okay. Well, let me see if we round up the first round and see if we can go to the second. Thank you.
See, it's